Good morning and good afternoon, good evening, depending where you're watching this. Welcome to Saturdays. Hi, Jeanette, good to have you here. This is plug for my book. Let's change that around so you can see me so I'm not looking like a shadow. Okay, hi, welcome, thanks for joining me. This is going to be my Saturday scope, actually my Saturday love scope. Whoops, which hand there? From Russia, nice to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are here for the first time, please make sure that you do, in fact, tap the logo in the corner and make sure you're following me. And also make sure you share this, please, with you. Thank you, Jeanette, for doing that. Exactly. Inviting your followers, inviting your friends, share on Twitter, etc., and tap the screen for hearts. I welcome that. I'm grateful to my friends and crazy pals inside the Perry 10K group. I'll tell you about that later as well. Who got over. Miss Koya, good to see you. Haven't seen you on Periscope yet. Who basically got me over 300,000 hearts yesterday. So that's a really cool feeling to now have another level of heart love coming my way. So, this is my daily love scope. I do a daily love scope pretty much every day of the week, except Sundays sometimes. And I just finished a 10-day love challenge. And I don't think this was mentioned in the 10-day love challenge. I'm trying to reflect back on the last 2 weeks. But today's one just came out of a conversation. So, hey, thank you. Well, Jeanette, you've been amazing too. So I'm going to catch up with you at some point because you've been rocking it out too. But I haven't had a chance to watch your scopes about what's going. But you're on this afternoon with me, I think. You're on the same Perry 10K Share-a-thon. So we'll talk overlap then. So today's topic, today's theme. And by the way, before I start with that, let me tell you who I am so you know why I'm talking about this. My name is Barry Selby. I am the heartbreak repair specialist. And my life, my love, my joy is being the love doctor to my clients and my friends, helping them get the love they want and deserve. So that's what I do. So speaking of which, this topic it actually came from a news article, that's what it started with. And then I started reflecting on people I know. So let me give you the context and explain what I'm talking about, because this is going to be a slightly different approach. But please make sure you're still inviting your friends and followers. Let's get more people in the room so we can talk and have a good conversation, rather than me just lecturing to you, so I'd rather have interaction. What I want to speak about is, well, let me put this in a simple way. There was a post recently, I think it was a celebrity couple, if I remember correctly, who broke up whilst they were on a trip together after they got married. And I was reflecting on this a couple of days ago as I was just out and about. I just thought about this, like, what if? Because one thing I talk about in my book, by the way, and this was what I was showing at the beginning. This is my book, 50 Ways to Love Your Lover. I was mentioning in the book, mentioning the chapter of the book talks about go away on a trip before you get deep in the relationship so you find out who you really are. Because what happens is there is a revealing of your natural beingness, a revealing of who you are that is visible when you don't have the comfort of your experience and the comfort of your home environment in the way. So you find out more about who each other are when you're out and about in the world, in the life, especially places you haven't been before. It's a really powerful tool to learn about your partnership and about who the other person is and who you are when you're outside of your comfort zone. You know, you're jumping into a bigger pool. So I followed this thought and thread to an interesting conclusion, so I just want to play with this now and see what you think. Because I've spoken to people recently, and I was talking with somebody recently about body and heart wisdom that supersedes what we think we know up here. And in particular instances of relationship and romance, where people I know have had, and I think I've had this experience myself too, where in some cases where they got married, and on the honeymoon, in fact, at the wedding, to be honest, and at the honeymoon, they innately felt this was the wrong choice. And because it was the wedding or the honeymoon, they couldn't honor it because they'd already had a commitment, and in their mind, they couldn't, mess up everything that just happened, all the planning, all the family, the friends, the food, all that stuff. And to save face, they stayed in the relationship past the point where it was already no longer working for them. So what came up as a thought, as really bizarre as it sounds, was what if we switched the wedding and the honeymoon? And what I mean is, what if couples went away for 2 weeks on honeymoon before they had the wedding? And this was something that I was like chewing over and thinking about for a while. Because the pluses of this, first of all, especially if you do it, and by the way, I was already thinking the caveats, like you can't have the wedding right after the honeymoon because you've already planned the wedding, and if the honeymoon doesn't work out, then all that planning goes to rot. So have the honeymoon, or the pre-moon, if you want to call it that, a couple of months before the wedding. The reason being is, truthfully, the honeymoon's where the real learning about each other happens for many couples. A lot of people I know, they get in courtship and they have a lot of romance, they love each other dearly and they get married. And the honeymoon's the first time they're really away on their own together. And for more than enough couples, and I've read this about this, and I've heard from clients about this, they knew before the honeymoon was over that the relationship was already over before that happened, which is a disturbing experience and frankly, a disturbing statistic. To be aware that you get married to somebody, and a week into the marriage, you already know it's not going to work, and then you stay 10 more years. It's insanity to me. But also I understand why. There's a commitment, and maybe it's because there's already kids involved, or because you want to save face, which I said before, which is that your ego won't let you honor your truth. It's a painful choice. And it's a sad choice to watch people doing this, because watching people who are, not limited, wrong word, who are trapped, in a way, by their own doing, in a relationship that's not working, to pay lip service to the commitment to the relationship when the heart literally and their body's not in it, but their mind is a commitment to it, is backwards. And it's also not healthy. Because slow but surely the person who's doing that is dying inside, emotionally, mentally, physically. And so, I mean, if it resonates for you, I'm sorry I'm telling you this, but it's something I wish more people would get. That's why I'm saying, I was joking about the honeymoon before the wedding, because that switching around, and I'm probably going to talk about this more because I'm realizing I'm talking about this, there's a lot more to the conversation. Well, this conversation if you speak back to me, but there's certainly in my thinking about this. Because as I said before, the idea of traveling away together early in the relationship will sort out if you really commit to that. Now, if you're just in a relationship just to have fun and have sex and just chill, great. But if you're looking for a long-term relationship, it's good to do homework early, as it were. And part of that homework is to get to know each other deeply. And one of the fastest ways to do that is when you go away together to a place you've never been before, both of you. By stepping out into the, hello Carolina, good to have you here, to go away together before you get into too deep in the relationship, before you get married especially, to discover about each other's natural and true residence inside, will tell you volumes, hi to you too, will tell you volumes about if that person is the match for you. So the idea of having the honeymoon before the wedding, which is kind of an interesting idea, I mean, I'm playing with this idea, and it's purely a brain dump that came through that I'm not really sure it makes sense, but the idea I know does make sense. Because the wedding and the marriage is really the legal commitment. But ideally, it's the stepping across that threshold into committed couplehood. So why not have, before you do that, all the different things that might break that apart or refine it happen beforehand? I was talking with somebody recently about the divorce rate would dramatically decrease if couples who are preparing for nuptials were to make an appointment or a few appointments with a counselor, coach, pastor, teacher, somebody in the relationship arena to work out the kinks first. You know, my line of work, I work with singles before they get into a relationship for a reason. Because I don't want to be a therapist and I don't want to be the divorce attorney. That's not my strength or my focus. I don't think people are rushing into marriage anymore. I hope not, to be honest. I don't know statistics on that, so maybe that's true. My point about that, though, is, and truth right now, because there's so much stuff changing in society with women and men anyway, with power and money and status, that marriage is not such a commitment as it used to be. We've changed some things. Some things have changed around the last few years, it's true. But I'm speaking about for an individual who's journeying towards the idea of marriage and long-term relationship. That for some people, it's the golden ring. You know, marriage is that I dream of it, one day it's going to happen, it's going to be perfect. It can be, but it's likely not to be if you don't do certain things ahead of time, which is get to know, one, who you are, yourself, and who your partner is. And so speaking to the people about, again, like I said, about ones preparing for marriage or nuptials, to seek help from or counsel from somebody outside their relationship, not a family member, but a coach, a counselor, a therapist, picking the right person that you feel aligned to, maybe a spiritual teacher, a pastor, so I think that works for you too. And I know in some religious teachings and churches, it's almost mandatory that a couple that's going to get married meets the pastor first, which is, to me, it's a very wise idea. Now, in some teaching, I'm not a big fan of the, no sex before marriage, because sex is a key component of relationships, and if you wait till you're married, you might find afterwards, oh crap, it doesn't work sexually. That's not fun either. And a friend of mine got divorced because of that. So I'm speaking about the idea of getting to know your partner fully is not the right word because you never stop learning about them, but getting to know that you do line up before you get married, before you commit to that lifelong path, the intention of being the lifelong path, to have that experience. I know it's a Saturday, it's supposed to be a light, playful day, and I'm giving you this deep teaching, but I want to make it very clear to you this is a vital part of the journey. And if you're single, that's one reason I created a program to help you get clear about what you want, because so many people I know are meeting people in the stores or online or in an app, and they're building a relationship without really knowing the foundation underneath that relationship is not stable. They meet up here and it's like, oh, that's a nice person, nice person, nice person. Meanwhile, down here is all the crap. And mean crap is those limited patterns, beliefs, and rules that have been running their lives ever before that point that won't show up until later in the relationship when it just bursts through the surface. So it's key to know these things. I created a program for women, which is for single women, which is called Your Dating Advantage. Well, actually, it was called The Dating Advantage when it was an 8-week online program. Of now, as a special offer to my clients, and I'll share it here just so you know about it, is, thank you. If you're a single woman and you're looking to get some clarity about your direction and your choice about relationship, I created a program that was an 8-week program online called The Dating Advantage. It was a $400 program, and it was life-changing. Clarity, vision, direction, magnetism, attraction, all that stuff built in. I've changed things. I've taken that $400 8-week program and I've condensed it into a one-time download workbook. Hang on, try throw for a second. And that workbook is all the stuff of the 8 weeks condensed into one download. Instead of being $400, it's $49. So it's ridiculously cheap, but it's all the content in it. All 8 modules are combined with affirmations and teachings that get you from where you are now to where you want to be to attract a relationship. So if that's something that appeals to you, I can show you the website so you can see it. But basically, I want to get back to the topic in a moment. Just a sidebar on the other direction. So if this is of interest to you, please check it out. Just tap the screen. There we go. Oops, I have to take that whole because the tripod gets away from the computer. This is, in fact, let me go down to the, this is the program. It's Your Dating Advantage workbook. And it says right now it's $49 through the end of the weekend. If you want to get it, you can go to theloveconfidant.com/YDA, which is Your Dating Advantage workbook. All right? That's the link. So I'm putting it in there to show you. And again, that is a $49 investment. Anyway, that was just a sidebar because I wanted to tell you about that. Stay there. Okay. So getting back on topic, if you just joined me, I've been talking about the idea of doing your homework first, really. When you're in a relationship and you're attracted to love, that the joke was, or the idea was messing around with, what if you would do the honeymoon before the wedding? So that you could be more clear with who you're with before you commit to the marriage. Because as I said earlier, for those who's joining me, I said several people I know knew on honeymoon it was the wrong relationship, which is an insanely uncomfortable experience to have when you just fell in love with somebody, you're on the honeymoon, hope you work it out, and meanwhile, you're not even having sex together because there's so much discord between you. That to me is crazy making. And that's why I'm passionate about helping my single clients really step into their truth and get to know who they really are and attract what they really want. That's why I created my program, which I mentioned. It's so clear that we have not really learnt that relationships are not just a haphazard, convenient opportunity. Relationships are a commitment to yourself first and to your partner. So I'm very passionate about my clients and my audience to really know what it is they're looking for, to really know who they are, so they really know what it's like to be in totally committed, immersed, passionate relationship. That's why I wrote my book, that's why I do my coaching, that's why I do this work. So if there's any questions, I'm not sure, I'm sort of finding myself running out of steam for a moment, so it might be a good time to jump in with any questions you have so that I can answer them and perhaps talk about this if you have any, or if you want to comment on this. This is an interesting topic that people don't know about, is the traditional model isn't helping, to be honest. The opportunity to attract somebody and get married and then have a honeymoon, and we find out later on that it doesn't work, that's why the divorce rate is so high, and it's getting higher, frankly. So any questions or comments that I can answer whilst I'm in this mode? Yes, no? I was going to say one more thing. There was another piece in there somewhere. It'll come back to me. Wow. That was a very quick motorcycle. I think that was everything I was going to cover. If you just join me, by the way, if you please make sure you do tap the little guy in the corner and make sure you're following me, and also please share this on Twitter and invite your followers on Periscope. If you want to find out more about what I do, please go to my website, which is barryselby.com. And again, just as a reminder, as I mentioned earlier, for the, this is the program I was offering for the single ladies, and just a quick plug again, do it in the cue card format. So again, Your Dating Advantage is a workbook format now that was a 8-week online program that was $400. Now it is $49, and you find it if you go, this is another way of getting there, is bit.ly/dating workbook, dating WB. So if you're a single lady looking for love in all the wrong places, or you don't know what you're looking for, to be honest, when you talk to yourself and you go, what do I really want? This will help you get there, okay? Your Dating Advantage workbook is bit.ly/datingwb, and it is right now on sale for $49 through the weekend. It's going up after the weekend, by the way. No, I didn't tell you the time crunch, you need to get it now, that rush into the sale. It's a bit funny to do the marketing that way, but I'm learning new tricks about marketing. So what can I say? So again, back to the question. Have you made, how to say this, I don't want to have you made a mistake, but have you made choices that help your relationship be stronger by choosing healthier at the beginning, or have you made choices that you paid the price afterwards? I have myself. I'm not going to say that you're alone in this. I have made more than enough mistakes in my history, which is one reason I do this work and teach this work, which is why I learned so much about it, that this is such a vital piece of the puzzle. To be honest, a vital piece of the puzzle. It's such a key thing to know that relationships are work. But we have this presumption, I'll be nice about it, presumptions that relationships are automatically easy. Right. That we'll meet somebody, it'll be great, it'll be perfect, and everything will work out fine. Right. That you might go see a dietitian or a personal trainer to work out at the gym, get healthy. Hang on a second, I'm going to blow my nose for a second. Now that you're old, you're much more pickier about what I want. Well, yeah, it's true, because when we're 20, we think we're never going to die, which is a whole other conversation. Yeah. But, so, sorry, I was on a thread. I'm going to just jump back on the thread if you don't mind me once I go there. If you want to get healthy, you'll work with a dietitian for losing weight, maybe, or you go to a personal trainer to get fit and healthy at the gym, or a yoga instructor, whatever it is, to do that. If you're looking at doing investing or financial planning, you work with a financial planner or a coach in the area of money to get yourself lined up properly. But when it comes to relationships and dating, you think Match.com is your solution? I mean, it blows my mind, and I did it too, so I'm looking at myself and I did the same thing. That I would just think, oh, I know everything, I'll be fine. My parents did okay, I must be okay, I'll find someone to fall in love with and it'll be okay. Like, love will be the answer. Well, love is the answer if you do the right things, which is the right work. That's why my book's got 50 principles in it. And a quick plug for that again. This is my book, 50 Ways to Love Your Lover. It's on Amazon, and it's also on my website. If you go to barryselby.com/book, you find out about it there. There's an ebook version, and you get a link for the Kindle and the physical versions too. No, online dating does not work for me. It didn't work for me either, frankly. Some people it has worked out, but the thing is, it's a good place to start a relationship. Okay, let me put it about. Talking about is taboo. You are supposed to know it all. Exactly. Yes, exactly. Talking about is taboo. Well, not so much taboo, but it's assumed. I'll start putting it that way. So I agree with you at that point. The online dating arena, let me put it this way. Match.com, Tinder, eHarmony, Plenty of Fish, all these sites and apps are great places to meet somebody. But, I want to say big but, that's not good. But a big point is, if you don't, first of all, align your choices and align what you're looking for first, then you're basically just playing Russian roulette with your romance choices. You're gambling with it. That's one reason I created my program, Your Dating Advantage, for the ladies, because it helps them figure out what they want. Not only that, it helps them create a vision of what they want, and it's the key part, a feeling level magnetic pull to attract them what they really want. That's what the program's for. Yeah, I know that was coming. As I said, there's like it was a big but with only one T. But that was the point. Oh, there's another point in this. It's becoming a bigger conversation now. Dating and scoring apps, commercialization attempt of the common good. Well, that's the thing, Steve. It is appealing to the easy way out, for convenience, for the ease of it. But the thing about relationships it's not a swipe, it's a commitment. It's not a swipe, it's not 2-second swipe, it's a lifetime commitment, ideally. I mean, if you're looking for long-term relationships, this is something that's going to be over in 2 seconds. If you're looking for someone to sleep with, that's a different story, and I don't teach or coach in that area. My focus is helping you attract a relationship you want to have that lasts, ideally, for a lifetime. So, the apps are resources, and this is the thing. Any smartphone app, online dating site, social scene, speed dating environment, blind dates are resources. They're not the answers. Subtle difference. So when you know what you want, wherever you go, you'll be clear about what you're attracting. If you go out looking, or should I say, if you go out immersing yourself in those environments, smartphone apps, dating sites, whatever, you're basically being exposed to random options. Even the ones that promise to find you the right matches, it's not so accurate. So when you meet somebody out there, they might work, but basically on the odds, it's about 1 in 6, 1 in 7 chance it'll work. That's not really good odds. Why not? Here's a subtle idea. Why not do the groundwork first? Whilst you're single, whilst you're not dating, is you start making a list to start with. That's an easy way to start with. A list of what you really want. To clarify. Now, some people say you shouldn't have like less than more than 6, 7 people. Or sort of 6, 7 items on your list. I think personally, the longer it is, the better. The more clear you get, the more focused you get. Vital. So I'm a big fan of you doing what you're supposed to do by choosing what you want to choose and by making a list to start with. Again, I have an 8-week program an 8-week program that's now one download as a workbook for single ladies that's now discounted down, which is this thing here. Again, this is a workbook, but it teaches that beyond the vision of writing it down. Yes, beyond the writing a list, actually what I do is I help you make it into 1, to a vision, and 2, I start creating the environment for that, and 3rd, I help you attract it by giving you guided processes to get you where you want to be, and then looking back and seeing how you got there. It's subtle stuff, but it's a good program, and it's actually a good workbook too, and for $50 it's a bargain, frankly. So if that's something that appeals to you, I recommend it highly. Everyone's playing blind man's buff, have no experience to go on. That is so true. That's the thing, because when you meet somebody, you don't know who they are. You know what they look like, you know how they carry themselves, but in terms of knowing who they are, it's going to take time, which can be the fun of the exploration until you find out the person is nothing like you want to be with. Then it's like, oh crap, it sounded like that was the haunted house I went into, not the, it's a small world type thing. So I agree with you. Yes, it is a blind man's buff. Very true. And that's the thing that you say it's a 60-plus-year-old. Yeah, well, maybe maturity, I've got a grey hair too. Maybe maturity is the lesson, but truthfully, I'd love to help anybody who's looking for love, especially if they're younger, where they haven't spent 20 years making mistakes, or divorcing after a 20-year marriage, where they have irreconcilable differences. That's painful to watch. I've got friends of mine, as well as clients, who I see have that wound from past hurts, from breakups and divorces, and they don't know how to get over it. So that's part of what drives my mission. My work is my heart's calling to help them out, to help them attract what they really deserve. So that's the work I do. Okay, it's now noon Pacific time. I've got to take care of some other things. But I wanted to make sure I got this message out. One, now so you can watch it and be interactive, but also on the replay so you can share it with your friends. So please do share this with your friends on Twitter and Periscope. And make sure you're following me too, because I'm going to talk more about this, I think, next week. I'm just planning ahead in my head. Tomorrow, Sunday. I don't always do scopes on Sunday because that's my day for spirit and my spiritual center I go to. But I may be on tomorrow. But I've done a bunch of scopes, and basically if you go to catch.me, and I'll show you the archive. Let me find that. Sorry, I find all I've got these cheat sheets and notes and stuff. There it is. So if you want to see my recording, see what I've done, because I just finished. Sorry, let me start again. I just finished a 10-day love challenge that was, thank you for sharing it, Steve. It was basically based on my book over 10 days, and it's all archived now on my Catch account. So if you want to find that, you can go to catch.me/barryselby. There's actually probably 150 scopes out there now, mostly about love and relationships. So a lot of content out there, which I'm probably going to start putting either onto my blog or transcribing it into posts to go on other sites. So that's that. Thank you for joining me, by the way. This is kind of the summation of my scope, because I've been doing this. This is about a half-hour conversation that's already gone on. I advise you to go back and watch the replay. Oh, yeah, I just should realize that. My bad. Thanks, Steve, for letting me know. Title's too long to sweet. Needs shortening. Okay. You can probably, yeah. I need to edit that. You're right. I forgot that one. So, hello, good to have you here. So again, if you want to find the archives of my scopes, because I just did a 10-day love challenge, and I've been talking about this stuff since July or August. So I've got at least 150 scopes out there now about love and relationships. Oh, you did that for me. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. I need to remember for the future for my post to do that. I'm actually leading up a share-a-thon in less than an hour, which will be much shorter because I already know the title. We've already got it set up. Anyway, so again, one more thing. For the ladies out there looking for love and who want to get clarity on what they really want, I do recommend you get my workbook. That was an online program. So again, Your Dating Advantage is a workbook. It was an 8-week online program that was structured, designed to help you get what you want. It was $400, which wasn't a bad price for what it was giving you. It was a great level of content. What I've done now, yeah, 140 characters max, exactly. What I've done now is taken the whole thing and put it into a workbook. All the content's there, but it's one download, and it's not $400, it's $49. So it's a bargain. So just go to bit.ly/datingwb. You can read all about it, because the information's on the page. Read all about it, and I think you'll see what it's about. And you just order it right there, and basically you just go to PayPal. It will give you an email with a link to download the program, and away you go. It's a bargain. There you go, Steve. Thank you. So that's it, really. Hi, Phyllis. Thanks for joining me. So that's summary. To summarize back up briefly, first of all, you get to know who you are before you get into a relationship. That's a key. Big one. Second one is to know what you really want, which I mentioned too. And third, go away with your partner. Let me find the chapter in the book, because I know it's in the book. Go away with your partner early in a relationship. I talk about honeymoon before marriage. That's what I mean. It's really to what chapter is it? Just so I can tell you where to go find it. I'm just trying to find the chapter about your partner. Blah 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 blah. So I have to. Where are we? Damn, it's in the book somewhere. I'm just looking in my book trying to find it. I have it somewhere. Damn, this book is. It's 50 principles. You know, I'm going to find all the pieces in this book. Damn, can't find it. Oh, do I? There we go. Chapter 39. I had to find it. I had the chapter. I wanted to find it so I could share with you what it was. And there, that's the chapter right there. So let me read it to you again. So take a trip together within early months of a relationship. It will solidify your romance or end it. You want to know. That's really the underlying point I was trying to make here. That was, good afternoon, Ian. Good to have you here. That was the chapter really that was underlying my thought about honeymoon before wedding. Is that so many people I know discover in the honeymoon, because again, as I mentioned at the beginning of the scope about how we have innate body wisdom and heart wisdom, that absolutely will guide us and teach us beyond what our mind thinks. So we get in love with somebody really from our mind, not from here. As strange as that sounds, it's a great idea, but then we discover afterwards that idea is full of holes. And then we wonder in the divorce how we're going to survive 10 years of marriage, 20 years of marriage. So I'm saying to save you the pain, the hassle, the expense. That's one reason I say about coaching is so cheap compared with the divorces. If you're not upfront what you're looking into, much smarter than paying a divorce attorney and losing everything in court 10 years later. So my work is to help you save money, strangely enough, but also save your heart. So that's what I'm about. That's what I do. If you want to find out more about me, you can go in my profile here on Periscope. Sorry, in my bio on Periscope. It has a link to a discovery session with me, and all my stuff is on my website, which is at barryselby.com. All right. So that's really summarizes what I'm talking about. Hope that gives you some things to think about today on this lovely Saturday afternoon. By the way, let me show you. This is I'm going to show you the view. This is where I've been staying. Whoops. So I've been staying this week because I'm dog sitting for a friend of mine this weekend. So this is the view I've got to play with. Not bad, you know. It's in Marina Del Rey, California. Peaceful, beautiful, and to be honest, rather spectacular. Yeah, not bad. In fact, I think you can zoom in there. That big masted boat back there, I should mention this yesterday, those two masts, that is, you know Larry Ellison, who he is, who runs... Sorry, get back inside. Too much sunlight. There we go. Larry Ellison, who is the head of, I think it's Oracle. That's his boat. It's like a $5 million boat that sits there most of the year. I mean, it's got, there we go. It's got a heliport and a bunch of other stuff on it. It's a pretty insane boat. But it's just fun to see it here because it just stands so much higher than the other boats. So anyway, that's where I am. I'll be back in my regular spot tomorrow, Monday. But I was just having a great time hanging out by the marina today. So I thought I'd just do a scope about love and romance because it's my usual daily thing. So that's it. Thanks for watching the scope. If you just caught the scope late, please go back and watch it, from the beginning. You can watch it here in Periscope or online if you go to periscope.tv/barryselby. That's where you find my scope from today. I'll be back on Periscope in less than an hour doing, I'll be part of the Sherathon, talking about how to get out of being stuck. It's going to be a fun topic. So I'll be back on again in about 50 minutes, and I'm going to get some lunch and take care of things first. So that's it. Thanks for watching the scope, and thanks for being interactive. Appreciate you staying on board since I started this over half an hour ago. And please watch from the beginning because there's some good content and some good dialogue too. And I'll be back later. All right? So thanks for watching, and thank you for, ideally, taking action in your own life to attract the love you really deserve. Okay? Thanks for the hearts. Appreciate it. I'll be back soon. I'll see you a little bit later.